already feel lighter.
That's different. That's way different. Like, in a crazy way. That's discernibly different. One more time.
That was crazy.
So here's the game plan today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do like 3 symmetrical lifts. We have the tabletop or the Dirty Dancing lift. We're gonna do the Bravo, and we're gonna do the double back drape. We're gonna try all of those things with the weighted stuff on, and then we're gonna quickly take it off, put on regular clothes, and then try it to see if we can feel the difference between the two. All right, Chelsea, what are you wearing?
I've got the G crop over top of a long sleeve because it's freezing in here. And then the G tight, I have no idea how much it weighs, so you're gonna have to remind me.
I think the top weighs a pound and the bottom weighs a pound. The leggings, I think, come in like 2 colors and the top in like 3.
And every time you wear yours, everyone wants to know what it is and they want to touch
Everyone
you.
wants to touch it. So this is the G top long sleeve. This is 3 pounds, and then this is the G tight, and this is 2 pounds. So I've got an additional 5 pounds on me. You've got an additional 2 pounds on you.
So for you, technically, when we're doing lifts, what is that? That's 7 pounds extra. So we're doing toss to wrap first. This ought to be interesting. Sticky. How does that feel?
Good. It's not impossible. It's just, it's going to feel different because the weights, I had somebody ask me about, like, how does it feel on the inside? On the inside, nothing.
Yeah.
On the outside, because I'm wearing them and you're wearing them and they're like popping off of the clothes, it's just catchy a little bit, but it's not impossible.
Well, they are. I think that when you go through it with what we do, we're on each other's bodies constantly. So with like the wraps and stuff, tosses and stuff, it's not a big deal. It's just extra weight. But when you go to wrap it or do anything else where it's like on each other, you can like feel the stickiness, which actually,
It's good.
it's not fun, but it serves a purpose because you're having to fight that feeling of getting stuck on each other. Okay.
All right, same thing, attempt number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
The only time I'm like really feeling it as of right now, noticing a difference is the wrap,
Yeah,
like going up.
it's just a little bit twisted. And you don't have to worry about these popping off either because I don't know how they secure it into the material.
Yeah.
It's just really, really well made.
Yeah.
That's one of the absolute pros to it, is it's well made. It's not going to fall apart on you. We've been testing it for a little while now. It holds up.
3.
So she's going to lose the,
I'm
Top.
gonna take top and bottoms off.
and I'm going to take
that we
the
can-
top off. So that's 1 pound.
You don't
3
want to take
pounds.
the bottoms off
So
there?
we're minus. No, I'll be in my underwear.
So Brandon's gonna keep the bottoms off. Strip team. Let's go. I already feel lighter.
That's different. That's way different. Like, in a crazy way. That's discernibly different. One more time.
That was crazy.
That was immediate feedback. We'll do that again.
I'm like too light now.
That's wild. That's how it felt
crazy.
coming out of the waterfall, which is going to lead into story time here in a minute.
Story time. That was crazy. I slipped with my socks. Watch. I honestly was not expecting that much of a difference. Because when we've told people before, like, oh, we've got our weighted clothing, it's what, a pound, 2 pounds on me. Like 2 pounds is nothing. but we knew it. I knew it. When we saw a morpho for the first time, I was like, this would be the coolest tool for dancers. Instead of doing the ankle weights or a weighted vest is great too, especially if you're doing rhythm or something like that, or smooth.
Or wrist weights.
Wrist weights for our division, because weight distribution is so important and it can be really dangerous. If there's something off, you can make it work. But this, because the clothing, the weight is distributed across the body, like over your whole leg and across your body. I believed wholeheartedly that it was going to work. I did not know it was going to feel that different.
Well, we're gonna test it with like 3 more lifts, and
I'm actually like really,
now to
I'm really
feel the
excited.
difference.
I'm really excited. I knew that toss was going to be a really good like indicator of like, is this going to be legit? And it is. Crazy thing is, like, I was thinking like, okay, we have to be able to do at least 3 attempts to at least feel it, right? And then I was like, but are we going to be fatigued and we're not going to be able to tell? Like, we've done it 3 times now. Are we going to be tired? No. That's wild. Okay. Curly cute. Ooh, I'm dizzy today.
A couple of sticky parts, like we talked
I
about
actually
before.
like when the sticky
But it was
part,
kinda
like
nice.
going into it, I was like, this is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, wasn't
Because
bad.
like these were on these.
Yeah.
I was not going anywhere.
So if you had a building made out of this and you had gloves made out of this,
I could
you
actually climb
scale
it. Yeah.
Okay. Attempt number 2.
Okay. Okay.
Oh boy. Talk about being dizzy there.
Yeah, I'm so dizzy today. I don't know why.
But it's not because of this stuff.
Number 3. Yeah, I'm so dizzy. Why am I so dizzy today? Oh.
We have to change fast so we can feel the difference.
Change, strip tease. Tease has to be so entertaining for people in the gym right now because we're just like doing our crazy lifts and then we're taking all of our clothes off for the entertainment. It's crazy because
You already feel
do you already feel light?
like you can just go through all the
You're like,
dimensions.
oh my gosh, story time, don't forget.
We will.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh boy. Physically, it just feels like there's less of you.
I think with that one, well, when we went up, when I went to extend my leg to here, it like went like easy getting it up there.
Oh, you're saying
Like I went curly, cue. That leg coming up was like, it like locked, like 0 effort to get there. And then when we went up, I think because it felt so light, you were almost like too high on me. So my legs were dropping once we got into the actual back drape. So I want to try it again and try to get proper hand placement for the drape so that I can see how it feels with my legs. Because the true test is going to be my different transitions that I'm doing while up there, but I could already feel a difference going into it. Yeah, like right there. And there. Felt really good.
Yeah, we should train in it all the time.
All the time now.
And just be thankful we don't weigh 7 more pounds. Thank you for flying Air Brandon. There is indeed a weight limit on this aircraft.
Hey.
So yeah, 5, 6.
Do you know what I was thinking? I was like, wow, I'm feeling dizzy today. You know what would be the greatest lift to do?
The Bravo.
The Bravo. Let's go. I'd like feel my blood vessels coming out of my eyes.
I think this is take number 2, and we need to do at least one more before we do it without. Okay, 5, 6. My face. You hit my face with your head.
Get it away from my head. And a 3.
5, 6, 7. I may have been Viennese waltzing a bit.
Uh-oh.
But I think that's a good control. Now we eliminate some variables. Give it a little testy poo.
All right.
Okay, number 3.
You mean
Or,
number 1?
Number 1 without. Here we go.
With that.
5, 6. You do. You feel like a baby deer. You just want to spring and frolic.
I'm just leaping. I'm bounding.
So that's crazy. This is so
My
wild.
little deer prancing. My legs are so light now. Makes me feel so good about myself.
I'm not going to say this clothing is cheap, but it's not clothing and it's not equipment. It's clothes equipment. It's both. It's an investment in a piece of training material that you wear. So would I recommend it? 10 out of 10.
100%.
Yeah.
Seriously. I had really high hopes. I keep saying this over and over and over again. But I did not think that it would have, because we've worked in these before, but not like this. Mm-hmm. This is different, where we've like put it on, tried things, taken it off, tried things like multiple times in a row. We would just come in, rehearse in them, and then leave.
Yeah.
We wouldn't try it without.
Right. So it was hard to
huge mistake.
Feel the difference.
So here we go. We're going to try this again.
Fly Brandon Airlines again.
Fly me to the moon.
Oh, we got this. Yeah. Imagine that. How do you not get dizzy? The truth is, we are.
We're just, you can't see up close. Our eyes are going. So you can feel a difference, babe.
Of course. Like tangible, like physically, you feel smaller, but also like
Well, I just like,
everything feels freer when
well,
you.
okay, so I said what I felt about the curly Q. What did you like rotation felt faster or getting it up
I will say this, when we're wearing the weighted clothing, it actually feels like it's pulling me into the
closer
ground.
to the ground?
So
Yeah.
actually, in a weird way, it like makes practicing rotation better.
Yeah.
But when it's off, there's just that lightness on the whole body. So
Yeah.
that felt really good, like super good.
Like, I can't believe it. Like, as soon as, like, I really honestly did not think that it was going to feel any different. I was like, this is kind of like 2 pounds, whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to believe.
Yeah.
But literally, when we took the clothes off, the first time I was like, I actually feel a little bit lighter right now. And then especially the second time, after we did 3 attempts of the curly Q, took the clothing off for the second time in a row, because we debated, we're like, should we just keep it on for the whole time? And then at the end, it's a lot of changing, but we decided, I like your idea of changing, because now you can feel in between the complete difference.
Listen, the reason that we're grinning like idiots, like absolute idiots, is because years and years ago we talked about weighted clothing.
We
wanted to make our own.
Yes.
And then when we saw that someone actually did the weighted clothing,
and then Morpho reached out to us.
It was like, and it ended up being exactly what we hoped it would be.
Yes.
It's just cool. It's like meeting your hero.
And the hero is a Morpho. I will say that the leggings, like Brandon has never worn leggings before. Have you? Well, in football. That was a long time ago, though.
Football, you wear this thing called a girdle, which
A girdle.
sounds very manly, but it holds your quad pads and your knee pads. And then you wear your game pants over top of it. So yes, I have worn tights, but then here's the other thing. You go to anybody who's like a male ballet dancer or a modern dancer, and that's what they wear to class, is tights. And when they have that dance belt on, it is all balls. So,
So like Brandon is like, any chance he gets to wear these tights, he will wear them.
I like
He's
it.
like, I have to go to the grocery store, and he's putting his tights
Listen,
on.
because there's like dudes who will be like, American dudes primarily, who will like, they shy away from showing any upper thigh at all whatsoever. First of all, I'm completely covered. Second, look at like Leonidas and his men when they were building a wall, doing basic dude stuff. They were in like a loincloth and they were building walls, and they weren't putting baby oil on each other, but they were doing man things and showing their
Man
quads.
things and their man leggings. Do you have any last thoughts?
Wear those man leggings proudly.
You wear them and you be confident in them.
We were talking about pros and cons earlier, and one of the things that we always talk about is more so than just dance patterns. We talk about things being like mental inside of dance. That's the side of dance that people don't address as much. So like when we did our photo shoot at the waterfall, can you walk people through why that was beneficial?
So we were working with a videographer, and he wanted, his equipment is like phenomenal.
Amazing.
So we were excited to do this gig. And he was like, it's at the waterfalls. What was it called? Do you remember what it was called?
I don't remember, but
He said the waterfalls where it was at. And we had never been there before, so we didn't know we were getting ourselves into it. He's like, yeah. We get there, and we're like hiking through what feels like a mountain. And we finally get down to like where the actual waterfall is. There's this like huge log in the waterfall, kind of like Dirty Dancing, and I couldn't help myself. I had to get on the log and start doing the mambo. But he wanted us to be in the water and do our dancing in the water. And we're like, yeah, sure, we could do that, because we never say no. And we got in there, and Brandon was slipping all over the place. I don't know if you remember the rocks.
It absolutely was killing my feet. I don't think we didn't have like water shoes.
You were barefoot.
And every single rock was covered in green algae. So not only was it sharp, it was slippery. It was really like, it sucked so hard in the waterfall. I was drowning because I would lift you over top of my head, and water would pool right down off of you and into my face. I was literally being dance waterboarded.
So we were just trying, we were frustrated, I think, at first, because we were like, here we are, we can't do what he's asking us to do, but he was super cool. He was just like, just try this and just try that. He didn't care.
Yeah.
And so we just you know, you're in this situation, just keep going. Just keep going and just try to have as much fun with it as humanly possible. We can't do much, but we tried. It ended up being like phenomenal video, by the way. Then he took us to a different spot where it was like an overlook. So it was like a wooded area, like an actual
like a deck.
Like a deck.
You could still see the waterfall, but it was an overlook, a deck of looking at the waterfall.
Yes. And so we got on there and he was like, go ahead and do the exact same dancing that you've been doing, just here. And so we started going through it, and I remember Brandon and I were like, kind of like what we were like tonight. Is like once we got into an environment that we were used to, we weren't being bogged down or having to worry about slipping and sliding anywhere. And we were like, whew, like we were getting height, we were getting speed. Like it felt like really good when we were doing it.
It's like we had been set free.
Yes. So I think that was the start of us being like, you know, these situations, they may feel like they suck or they're like, why me? But it's actually really good because we've been through so many crazy stories, so many crazy places that people have wanted us to dance. And I think that Brandon and I have always been willing to make it work. Like come hell or high water, we make it work. And it actually makes us more resilient, easier to work with. You come up with more creative things because you're not freaking out about what you look like or if it's not going to work or having specific conditions and it has to be like this.
So your versatility goes through the roof.
Through the roof if you just get out of your own way.
Yep. And your potential for you to have a good time.
Well, now we look at training differently. We're like, well, dang, like if just having a little bit of that resistance in the water, obviously with the slippery rocks and the sharp things, but just having that little bit of a resistance can show you how limitless you could be. It's better to make it harder on yourself. Be smart about it, don't be stupid. But make it harder on yourself on purpose so then you appreciate the weightlessness of it later on.